Thank you, Sarah, for allowing us to do the work in your property. I really appreciate it. So, just what was your process like in terms of we've made a decision to renovate a bathroom, what you went through and how you found us?
Yeah, it was just looking for different bathroom companies, got some quotes, and ended up picking Yes I Can.
Fantastic. Was there any particular thing that made the Yes I Can project group stand out from the rest of the people?
I think one was just a feeling that you were respectful of me as a customer and interested in what I was interested in, and not deferring to my husband all the time. That was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And just, I guess, having confidence in the process and how it would all be managed, and being able to visualise it on the screen. That was a really good part of the process.
Okay, so just on that note, so what did you think of our, when we designed your bathroom and showed you what it's going to look like in the virtual reality? Do you think it's worth all the money that I paid for it? Which is a lot.
Yeah, for me it was, because I kind of knew the look that I wanted, but I couldn't visualise it, and I'd sort of tried a couple of ways of trying to visualise it, so it was helpful. But it also meant that because my husband and I couldn't be here together, that I could sort of show him what was planned, and we could have that discussion, so that made it a lot easier.
How did you feel our process was from beginning to end?
It was pretty seamless. I had a lot of confidence in the fact that you were communicating really regularly. I always felt you were on top of things like that, and the project manager was really great at communicating and letting me know what was happening. So it just meant that I kind of knew what to expect and knew what was coming.
How do you feel about my tradies? Did you like them all? Was there some that you didn't like? What was the overall consensus about my tradies?
Overall consensus was they were awesome. They were really lovely, really polite, sort of paid attention to details. Like, we've got cats that we don't want to get outside, so they were always really conscious about that.
How do you feel we dealt with the problems?
I think the communication was really good. I knew what was going on. If there was anything that I wasn't happy with, it was always rectified pretty much immediately. Yeah, pretty happy with the process and the experience.
Now, I know with your bathroom, we had a bit of an issue earlier on with it was very weird, and this is not common. Yeah, the unique construction where there's gibrock on the walls halfway, and then there's chicken wire with a cement screed followed by tiles. And
Two layers of tiles.
And then we had tiles on top of tiles on the floor. So with regards to that, there was a variation. How do you feel I approached that? I think I was fair.
Yeah, I think, I know how much time I was working downstairs when they were there with the sledgehammer and the circular saw or whatever else they were using. So I know how much work had to go into that, and it wasn't something that...
Mind you guys, it's only this big, the bathroom.
Yeah, it's tiny. But, we didn't know what was behind those 2 layers of tiles, and I think we were as thrown by that as you were. But, it was a whole day and a half worth of demolition instead of a couple of hours, which was what was expected.
Did you find that Yes I Can project group, whether it be my contractors or myself, for different backgrounds and different nationalities, did you find that we were transparent, or did you find that we were trying to hide things from you, which is a very big thing in my business, and I need to know?
No, I never felt that anyone was trying to hide anything from me or conceal anything. Everybody was very upfront. All the tradies were really respectful.
The idea of it is problems happen. They can't be avoided. Because traders will make mistakes. Problems will come up. But if its idea is being transparent and showing the customer what's happening, because otherwise you feel like, what are these guys doing behind my back? I lose my trust.
Once you've got my trust, I'm very loyal. But if you try and hide stuff from me, if I feel like you're trying to sneak one past me, or you're not communicating openly, or you're not willing to take the time to explain stuff, like I didn't get what the issue was until you explained it, and then I'm like, well, of course that's a problem, and of course it's going to take longer. So I think as long as you're reasonable and transparent and open, then that builds credibility and trust from me.
I really thank you very much again for allowing us to do this. I'm looking forward to hopefully a long relationship.
Yes, I can. If we can't do it, no one can.
Fantastic. It's like, these pretzels are making me thirsty. Watch Seinfeld.